While your journey at Bond is really important, we know that it's what comes afterwards is the big goal. Our Career Development Centre, or CDC, is committed to helping you find not just a job, but a meaningful, rewarding and challenging career. Welcome, Kirsty Mitchell. How are you today?
I'm great, Candice. How are you?
Oh, very good, thank you.
It's awesome to have you back.
Yeah, I know, it's so nice being back here. I feel so
Yeah.
at home, though. It's like no time has passed at all, which
Yeah.
is kind of scary in a way.
Yeah, that's
But
awesome.
I have to ask you a bit about the CDC. I remember walking in with my resume, and
Yes.
it was a lovely place. I felt very
Yeah.
welcome,
Oh,
and
good.
so thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, can you talk us a bit about the whole program and where you're located on campus? as
Yeah,
well?
certainly. So the Career Development Centre, I always make the joke that we're in the hopes and dreams business. And so the
Oh.
work that we do with students is helping you where you are to where you want to be and whatever that might be. So the work we do with students is we do a lot of resumes and a lot of applications, a lot of conversations about what am I doing and how can I make the most of my time here. We run a program called Beyond Bond, and so we really help students where they are to where they want to be. We also work with alumni, so they're often coming back to us when they're looking for the next opportunity and the next challenge. So, yeah, it's pretty broad.
It doesn't come naturally to be interviewed, I'm sure. So when people are going for those jobs and are a bit nervous, what is the best form of advice you could give to them when they walk into that room? Because it's all about first impressions, I'm
absolutely.
sure.
An interview is a very daunting experience. It's evaluative, it's judgmental, and there's a lot riding on it. And so the critical factors are to really make sure that you know why you're applying for the role. You're very clear about what my skill set is and what the experiences I've had to date. But most importantly, thinking about how I might be able to apply those in the future of the context of the employer you're meeting. So the two critical factors are feeling confident and feeling really good about going in, and secondly is managing your interview nerves. So breathing, managing your nerves, and just being really authentic and doing your best job.
Absolutely. And can you talk us through the journey from graduation to essentially the real world? How do most people go about that?
Look, it's a really diverse journey, and it all depends on what the student wants and what they're seeking. So it's all about working with the student, understanding, well, what are my skill sets? What am I interested in, and how would I like to contribute to the world, and what problems am I interested in solving? And so then it's mapping out a strategy. So it's doing a range of experiences whilst you're here. So it's not starting at the very end. It's starting really from your first day at Bond and really making the most of everything. And then it's being able to tell a story about how and articulating that. So it might be formal applications, it could be networking, but it's certainly making the use of the CDC the whole way through.
And what do you think is the future of the workplace?
The future of work. Everyone's talking about the future of work. It's a really hot topic. It's constantly changing and evolving, and I think it's really being driven by two things. One is that work is changing, technology is moving in, so it's really technology, yes and, so how can I add value? Secondly, people are changing the ways in which they want to work. So people really want meaning and identity and growth and opportunity out of work, as opposed to just necessarily a paycheck. So I think that work is changing, it's being stripped to the micro level. So think of Uber. Uber used to be a taxi driver knew what they were doing for a shift. Uber's taken that from using a technology platform to a transaction, so just one trip. And we're seeing that move out across the whole world of work. So what does that mean for a law firm or accounting or all of your traditional professions? So it's all shifting, but it's being driven by people actually wanting to work differently, and then how technology is changing everything.
What's the greatest thing about graduating into this new digital world? What's the best thing about it?
Well, there's no rules anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that in the past, people felt very constrained about, well, I should do this and there's the perfect career plan.
Yes.
And there is no perfect career path. It just has to make sense to you. So I think that's incredibly liberating, but it's also very terrifying because you're the one in the driver's seat, really having to drive and navigate and manage your way through that in very non-predictable ways. And so therefore the skills that we talk about are know yourself, what's my skill set, and being able to be really creative, but also seizing opportunity and keeping across opportunity and saying yes, experimenting, having a go.
I find it a really difficult question. What do you do? Because most of my friends have probably 8 different roles or different jobs, and they go from job to job to job. Do you think that that's a trend, that people are what we call slashies, or they've got maybe 10 different hats on?
Yeah, look, I think the future of work, again, people don't want to be, students say to us, I don't want to be this for the next 10 years. So I think people want different things. And so it's a really normal thing that people have a diversity of roles. And really the definition of career is having lifelong, life-wide, so the depth and breadth of who you are, a series of roles that you move in and out of. And that for a period of time could be family, it could be education, it could be being a part-time employee. I love the idea of a side hustle, and I think everyone should have a side hustle, because that's investing in yourself and really understanding entrepreneurial skills regardless of where you work. So it's a really normal thing that you won't have one business card.
Yes.
You'll have a suite and a portfolio of careers and career adventures, and that's far more interesting and what people are really wanting.
I know I prioritize adventure and variety, so that's why you need to wear multiple hats, like the hat I'm wearing today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very different to another day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you
pleasure.
coming and chatting to
Aw,
us.
so
and
glad to
all
have
the
you
best.
back.
We'll have to come and visit you again soon.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and remember lifelong career advice.
Yes, exactly. You're always evolving and moving. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.